Good morning, my Sakonauts. I'm Sako Tumi, and welcome to the Monday morning thing, witchy stream. We're going to be talking about Baphomet today. All right, I thought I would say hello to the chat. Ginny was the first one in. Hello, Ginny. So glad that you are here. We kind of brainstormed the topic a little bit. Pinketing. Debbie popped in. Hello, Debbie. Mint popped in and might have COVID. I'm so sorry to hear that. I hope you have a speedy recovery. Also, love the new cover for the new book. So good. You should do a book trailer. It would be super cool. So, how do I do this? I guess first we do... Let me bring up my notes. Yeah, no problem, Jenny. No problem. Joyous time zones, my Sakonauts. I'm Sako Tumi, also known as the Witch of Tylwyth Teg, and welcome to the Monday Morning Witchy Hour. Today we're going to talk about Baphomet. I don't know if I did that already, so here we are. We're actually beginning the thing, for real this time. If we haven't met before, I'd like to welcome you to my channel. It is very nice to meet you. And if you have been here before, it's so lovely to see you back. I love you guys. I'd like to start this morning with a grounding ritual to start your day. This starts near your domain. If you've not created a domain, you might want to sign up for my newsletter, which is linked below. You'd get a free meditation that would help you set that up. Let me... Yay! Sit with your hands in your lap and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose and hold it for a moment. And as you let it out completely through your mouth, let go of the tension from the night and the grogginess of the morning. Take another deep breath in. As you breathe in, imagine you are breathing in pure love. And as you breathe out, imagine you are breathing out forgiveness. Take a third deep breath in, and as you do so, imagine a light coming in at the top of your head. It enters at the top of your head and spreads down over your face, neck, and shoulders. This cleansing light now expands along your back, down your legs, and out through your feet. It is as if cleansing light is a constant flow of soothing energy entering from your head and passing out through the arches of your feet. Excuse me. You are just outside the door of your domain. The air is crisp and cool. The evergreens sway slightly in the breeze. and the ground has a large patch of moss at your feet. Step barefoot onto the moss. Feel how soft it is. Feel the solid ground underneath. That light coming into your head can now be translated into energy that you can send out your feet. Convert the light into roots and send the roots out the bottom of your feet and deep into the earth, as deep as you can. The soil is fresh, easy to toil, easy to carve a path down. Feel how anchored you are, how close to the earth. Reach down as far down as you can. The earth hugs your roots comfortably, no matter how sharp or curly, no matter how many times they split off. Slowly pull the roots back up the way they came. Your roots slither through the dark, the soil filling in its wake. Pull the roots back into your feet, convert it back to the light, and let the light filter through you and out the top of your head. Take one more deep breath in and begin to wiggle your fingers and toes. When you are ready, open your eyes. Welcome back. That was our morning meditation grounding ritual. If you're interested in more of those, you can join my Discord server, or you can sign up for my newsletter, which will offer a free MP3 on how to put together your domain. With a fellow tulpa. All right. So new year, new tarot deck. Tibby gifted me the Tarot of the Divine, and every card is a masterpiece. So I'm going to give this a shot. Hello, Heather. Hello, Tani. So good to see you guys. Here's the back. Excuse my nose. All right. I don't know how good the book is, but I'm going to try and basically be like, this is what this card means to me, and then I'll look it up in the book. You know what? This is the first time I've shuffled this deck, so I'm going to spread it out so that I get some reverse cards too. Of course, the cord of my headset is kind of in the way. Yoshitano, I think, is the artist. Okay, cut the deck. And let's see what today's card is. The Ten of Cups reversed. Which is usually like someone who loses their legacy. Ten of Cups. Oh. 10 of Coins, excuse me. Some kind of broken tradition. Sorry, here we go. Broken traditions, financial disaster. Disputes, instability. I think instability is probably the focal point of this reading. Let's see what the qualifiers say. The Six of Cups reversed and the King of Wands. Six of Cups. So leaving home, letting go, the future. However, rose-tinted glasses. So the instability could be that you're leaving home. However, the King of Wands is getting shit done. Honesty, passion, leadership, charm, and flexibility. So there we go. So this guy is about instability and financial disaster, broken traditions. And this guy is about passion and drive and getting shit done. And this guy is about those rose-colored glasses, but it is about leaving home and kind of letting go of that which does not serve you anymore. So I think it is more kind of talking about the breaking of old habits. Hi, Cool Gamer. The breaking of old habits and the fallout from that. But we're all strong enough that we can, that which does not kill us makes us stronger, right? But check out this king. Isn't it so pretty? That King of Wands. Super cool. So that is the Tarot of the Divine. We'll explore that deck more as the year progresses. Come on. I've been doing that a lot lately, finding out it's not easy to, or popular to most, breaking old habits and setting boundaries. Yeah, exactly. Some people really don't like they don't approve of change, whether it is positive or negative. And it's hard to get support when you're making changes in your life, especially if your friends and family are kind of like set in their ways and have preconceived notions of what your life should be like. Well, I am glad that you are in a way that you can kind of like take charge of your own life. You know what I mean? To hell with your family and your friends that don't support you. Okay, so Baphomet. Let's see here. I've got the support, which is wonderful. The ones not supporting me, I've walked away from. Yeah, exactly. Not everybody is gonna not support you. That was not the point I was making. But however, the people who are not supporting you are. It is time to let them go. Better to let them misunderstand you. Mm-hmm. Exactly. All right. So, Baphomet is here. Let me actually. I have a mug with them on it. Mm-hmm. Oops, I just opened Scrivener by accident. I need to share my video. And shower the supporters with love and gratitude. Indeed. I do sound better with this mic. I should use it more often. All right. Baphomet is a deity allegedly worshipped by the Knights Templar that subsequently became incorporated into various occult and Western esoteric traditions. The name Baphomet appeared in trial transcripts for the Inquisition of the Knights Templar starting in 1307. It first came into popular English usage in the 19th century during debate and speculation of the reasons for the suppression of the Templar order. Baphomet is a symbol of balance in various occult and mystical traditions, the origin of which some occultists have attempted to link with the Gnostics and the Templars, although occasionally purported to be a deity or a demon. Since 1856, the name Baphomet has been associated with the sabbatic goat image drawn by Eliphas Levi, composed of binary elements representing the symbolization of the equilibrium of opposites, half human, half animal, male and female, good and evil. Levi's intention was to symbolize his concept of balance, with Baphomet representing the goal of the perfect social order. Again, that's this guy. Now, usually there are words that are scrawled on the inside of their arms. It is not a demon, it is a deity of balance. Hi, RC. Lol. Also, there is a misconception about Baphomet being the representation of Satan, and no, that is not the case. Sabrina the Teenage Witch apparently made some faux pas regarding Baphomet and Satanism and stuff like that. I'm going to share this picture. Present. Share screen. Chrome tab. This thing. No, this thing. Neither. We are talking about Baphomet as a deity. As the Templar deity. A chronicler of the First Crusade reports that the troubadours used the term Baphomet for Muhammad and Baphomeria for a mosque. The name Baphomet later appeared in 1195 in the Occitan poems of Senors, Per los nostres pecats by the troubadour Gavadon. Around 1250, a poem bewailing the defeat of the Seventh Crusade again uses the name Baphomet for Muhammad. De Baphomet is also the title of one of 4 surviving chapters of the Occitans translation of Ramon Lull's earliest work, the Libre de la Doctrina Puerile. Baphomet was allegedly worshipped as a deity by the medieval order of the Knights Templar. King Philip IV of France had many French Templars simultaneously arrested and then tortured into confessions in October of 1307. The name Baphomet appeared in trial transcripts for the Inquisition of the Knights Templar that same year. Over 100 different charges have been leveled against the Templars, including heresy, homosexual relationships, spitting and urinating on the cross, and sodomy. Most of them were dubious, as they were the same charges that were leveled against the Cathars, which were good Christians, as it were. And many of King Philip's enemies, he had earlier kidnapped Pope Boniface VIII and charged him with nearly identical offenses. Yet Malcolm Barber observes that historians find it difficult to accept that an affair of such enormity rests upon a total fabrication. The Chinon parchment suggests the Templars did indeed spit on the cross, says Sean Martin, and these acts were intended to simulate the kind of humiliation and torture that a crusader might be subjected to if captured by the Saracens, where they were taught how to commit apostasy. What does that mean? Apostasy in Christianity is the repudiation of Christ and central teachings of Christianity by someone who formerly was Christian. The term apostasy comes from the Greek word apostasia, meaning rebellion or defection. Okay. With the mind and not only the heart. Similarly, Michael Hagg suggests that the simulated worship of Baphomet did indeed form part of a Templar initiation rite. Chicago opened a medieval torture museum a couple years ago. Ooh, cool. You should check it out and report back. That would be super cool. And I bet you it would be super rad if they had anything on the Inquisition of the Templars. The name Baphomet comes up in. Oh, wait, hold on. I skipped a thing. The indictment published by the Court of Rome set forth that in the provinces they had idols, that is to say, heads, some of which had 3 faces, others but 1. Sometimes it was a human skull, that in their assemblies and especially in their grand chapters, they worshipped the idol as a god, as their savior, saying that his head could save them, that it bestowed on the order all its wealth, made the trees flower and the plants of earth to sprout forth. The name Baphomet comes up in several of these confessions. Peter Partner states in 1987 book The Knights Templar and Their Myth, in the trial of the Templars, one of their main charges was their supposed worship of a heathen idol head known as Baphomet. The description of the object changed from confession to confession. Some Templars denied any knowledge of it. Others, under torture, described it as either a severed head, a cat, or a head with 3 faces. The Templars did possess silver gilt heads as reliquaries, including one marked Capud the 33rd. Another said to be Saint Euphemia, and possibly the actual head of Hughes de Payens, that co-founder and first Grand Master of the Knights Templar. The claims of an idol named Baphomet were unique to the Inquisition of the Templars. Karen Rawls, author of the Knights Templar Encyclopedia, argues that it is significant that no specific evidence of Baphomet appears in either the Templar Rule or in other medieval period Templar documents, just in the confessions. I find it interesting how deities evolved over the centuries, starting out as one thing or thought and becoming a whole other entity on their own. Yeah, Baphomet is a perfect example of this. Absolutely. I've been rocking with Fenrir in his incarnations in other cultures. That is very cool. I would like to talk to you at some juncture about that, especially the other cultures part, as I kind of handle gods in a similar vein. A knight of Provence said their superior showed him an idol made in the form of Baphomet. Another, named Raymond Roubaix, described it as a wooden head on which the figure of Baphomet was painted, and adds that he worshipped it by kissing its feet and exclaiming Yalla, which was, he says, verbum Saracenorum, a word taken from the Saracens. A Templar of Florence declared that in the secret chapters of the order, one brother said to the other, showing the idol, "Adore his head is your God and your Mohammed." The name Baphomet came into popular English usage in the 19th century during debate and speculation on the reasons for the suppression of the Templars. Modern scholars agree that the name Baphomet was an old French corruption of the name Mohammed, with the interpretation being that some of the Templars, through their long military occupation, had begun incorporating Islamic ideas into their belief system, and that this was seen and documented by the inquisitors as heresy. However, Alan de Merger rejects the idea that the Templars could have adopted the doctrines of their enemies, and Helen Nicholson writes that the charges were essentially manipulative. The Templars were accused of becoming fairy tale Muslims. Medieval Christians believed that Muslims were idolatrous and worshipped Muhammad as a god, with Muhammad becoming Mamet in English, meaning an idol or a false god. This idol worship is attributed to Muslims in several chansons de geste, a type of epic poem at the dawn of French literature. Okay. For example, one finds God's Buffum Travagan in the Provençal poem of the Saint Honorat, completed in 1300. In the Chanson de Simon Puil, written before 1235, a Saracen idol is called Baphomet. Oh, here we go. Drawings of upright and inverted pentagrams represented spirit over matter and matter over spirit. Note the names Adam, Eve, Samael, and Lilith. Yeah, don't tell the Catholics. Well, it's the Catholics that were the problem, right? According to, let's see, what's up? While modern scholars and the Oxford English Dictionary state that the origin of the name Baphomet was a probable Old French version of Muhammad, alternate etymologies have also been proposed. Diverse etymologies. The three phonemes that constitute the denomination were also said to signify, in coded fashion, a bunch of Latin. Oh, I see. Oh. Hold on. Ginny, you can die laughing because it was. It was totally the Jehovah's Witnesses. So, you totally called it. Not so much repent, but pay attention to the Bible, which is hilarious. Where were we? Freemasonry. Baptism of wisdom. Attached to the idea that the image of the supreme God in the state of quietude attributed to him the Manichaean Gnostics, and supposed that the Templars had a secret doctrine and initiations of several grades. The Saracens communicated to them. He connected the Baphomet with the Pythagorean pentacle. Right, so I will show the pentacle. Also, as you should, it is hilarious. Those JW jerks showed up at our house New Year's Day looking for people to scrap out the gutter. Yeah, the gutter is just fine and dandy. My friend in high school was a JW. His aunt died, and when I went with him to the funeral, those things are grim. Yeah. I would have invited them in to join the conversation. Not that I have the space really to have them join the conversation, but it would have been chock fun. Talk about the Knights Templar and their Inquisition. All right. Oh, I shared the wrong window. Inquisition, what a show. Yeah, 9 a.m. So rude. All right. According to Pierre in Le Baphomet, 1965, translated into English and published Baphomet in 1988. The Baphomet was diversion etymologies. The three phenoms that constitute the denomination were also said to signify in coded fashion Basileus Philosophorum Metallurgicum, which is Baphomet, the sovereign of metallurgical philosophers, that is, the alchemical laboratories that were supposedly established in various chapters of the temple. The androgynous nature of the figure apparently goes back to the Adam Kadmon of the Chaldeans, which one finds in the Zohar, which is a Jewish mystical known as the Kabbalah. So it would have been super fun to have the JWs hang out with us. I should, like, they're probably making the rounds on the neighborhood, and I should run and catch up with them. Mm-hmm. Okay, so what probably was the sign of the Baphomet was depicted on the breast of the bust representing the creator cannot be exactly determined. I believe it would have been the Pythagorean pentagon of health and prosperity. It is well known how holy this figure was considered, and the Gnostics had much in common with the Pythagoreans. From the prayers which the soul shall recite, according to the diagram of the Ophite worshippers, when they, on their return to God, were stopped by the archons and their purity has to be examined, it appears that the serpent worshippers believed that they produce a token that had been clean on the earth. I believe this token was also the Holy Pentagon, the sign of their initiation. Freemasons Quarterly Magazine, 1854. Emil Litter asserted that the word was Kabbalistically formed by writing backward, an abbreviation of Templi, bunch of Latin that I can't pronounce, abbot or father of the Temple of Peace of all men. His source in the Abba Constant, which is to say Alphonse Louis Constant, the real name of Eliphas Levi. Wow, this keeps going. Dead Sea Scrolls argued in the book Essen Odyssey that the word Baphomet was created with the knowledge of Atbash substitution cipher, which substitutes the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet for the last, and second for the second last, and so on. Baphomet rendered in Hebrew is Baphomet. Okay. It's just like the Hebrew for it. Interpreted using Atbash, it becomes Shafya, which can be interpreted as the Greek Sophia, meaning wisdom. This theory is an important part of the plot of the novel The Da Vinci Code. Witch's Sabbath. Which we definitely should talk about, but we're running out of time. I once answered the door wearing a hockey mask and holding a hunting knife. I'd been on a bender for a few days. They both turned around and walked away, not a word said. Mormons came to my door once. And it was when some of my best friends are Mormon. And Sarah and Deborah were in my house, and we were hanging out, and Mormons came to the door. I opened it up, and they were like, "So what religion is practiced in this house?" And I was like, "Well, my mom's Lutheran, sort of, kind of, and then my dad is Buddhist." And he's like, "Well, what does that make you?" And I said, "Oh, I'm a witch." And they went pale. And they said, is there someone we can talk to? And I was like, you know what? Hold on. So I went up the stairs and I point at Sarah and I'm like, the Mormons at the door, make them go away. And she goes down, she talks to them for a bit, and eventually they leave. And she comes back up and says, "Sako, I go to school with those people. I know those people. We're having a birthday party. Come on and celebrate. Yeah. All right. Let's see. Code of Mendes, Aleister Crowley. Baphomet is further represented by the spiritual nature of spermatozoa, while also being symbolic of the magical child produced as a result of sex magic. As such, Baphomet represents the union of opposites, especially as a mystical personified chaos in Babylon, combined with biologically manifested with the sperm and egg united in the zygote. Crowley proposed that Baphomet was derived from Father Mithras. In his confessions, he described the circumstances that led to this etymology. I will read that in a second. Dun dun dun! I tried studying crowd. Too esoteric. Yeah, following in Crowley's footsteps is dangerous at best. He is a trip. Like I would not follow that guy into hell. All right, I have 10 minutes left. Let's talk about what Crowley thought. I had taken the name Baphomet as my motto in the OTO. For 6 years and more, I had tried to discover the proper way to spell his name. I knew that it must have 8 letters, and also that the numerical and literal correspondences must be such as to express the meaning of the name in such a way as to confirm what scholarship had found out about it, and also to clear up those problems with archaeologists had so far failed to solve. One theory of the name is that it represents the words baptism of wisdom. Another that it is corruption of the title meaning Father Mithras. Needless to say, the suffix R supported the latter theory. I added up the word as spelt by the wizard. It totaled 729. This number had never appeared in my Kabbalistic working and therefore meant nothing to me. It, however, justified itself as being the cube of 9. The word gibberish, can I do anything with it? Hold on, let me see if I can cut and paste this word. I cannot read it. He is the father. Well, he is one of the fathers of chaos magic, yes. So that word, the mystic title given by Christ to Peter as the cornerstone of the church, has the same value. So the wizard had shown great qualities. He had cleared up the etymological problem and shown why the Templars should be given the name Baphomet and to their so-called idol. Baphomet was Father Mithras, the cubical stone, which was the corner of the temple. Modern interpretations. The Satanic Temple alternative logo featuring a modern rendition in the spirit of the sigil of Baphomet. Official insignia of the Church of Satan and Levian Satanism also used symbolize Satanism. Baphomet is the source of the later tarot image of the devil in the Rider-Waite design. Concept of downward pointing pentagram on its forehead was enlarged by Levi in his discussion without illustration of the goat Mendes, arranged with such a pentagram, which he contrasted with the microcosm man arranged with a similar but upright pentagram. The actual image of the goat in the downward pointing pentagram first appeared in the 1897 book La Clef de la Magie Noire, written by the French occultist, I'm not pronouncing that. It was this image that was later adopted by as the official symbol, called the Sigil of Baphomet of the Church of Satan, and continues to be used among Satanists. Baphomet, as Levi's illustration suggests, has occasionally been portrayed as a synonym for Satan or a demon, a member of the hierarchy of hell. Baphomet appears in that guise as a character in The Day After Judgment. Christian evangelist Jack T. Chick claimed that Baphomet is a demon worshipped by the Freemasons, a claim that apparently originated with the Taxil hoax. Leo Taxil's elaborate hoax employed a version of Levi's Baphomet on the cover of Le Mysteries, bunch of French, his lurid paperback expose of Freemasonry, which in 1897 he revealed as a hoax intended to ridicule the Catholic Church and its anti-Masonic propaganda. In 2014, the Satanic Temple commissioned an 8.5-foot statue of Baphomet to stand alongside the Monument of the Ten Commandments at the Oklahoma State Capitol, citing respect for diversity and religious minorities as reason for the monument. The Oklahoma Supreme Court ultimately declared religious displays illegal. The Baphomet statue was unveiled in Detroit on the 25th of July in 2015 as a symbol of modern Satanist movement. The Satanic Temple transported the Baphomet statue to Little Rock, Arkansas, where another Ten Commandments monument had been recently installed. The statue was publicly displayed during a temple demonstration on August 16, 2018. Baphomet appears in Dungeons and Dragons as a powerful demon lord and is known as the Horned King or the Prince of Beasts. Baphomet is followed by minotaurs and other savage creatures. He desires the end of civilizations, so all creatures may embrace their most basic brutal instincts. He is described as a massive black minotaur with blood around his mouth and red eyes. He wears on an iron crown topped with the heads of his enemies, along with spiked armor. He wields a huge glaive named the Heart Cleaver, but commonly fights with his hooves, claws, and horns. He rules the 600th layer of the Abyss, known as the Endless Maze, and is the sworn enemy of Yenog, another demon lord. In Clive Barker's novel Cabal, and its film adaptation Nightbreed in 1990, Baphomet is depicted as the god worshipped by the Nightbreed creatures. Baphomet also serves as the main antagonist in the PC game Tristania 3D, worship deity of the evil Kirby dominant society. Game's storyline describes in depth that the fact that King Philip IV of France was the one who worshipped Baphomet, not the Knights Templar, and he deliberately eradicated the entire order to make sure that the secret would remain undiscovered, basically. In the last level, the protagonist must enter the afterlife to seek out and defeat Baphomet. However, he is protected by the shadows of his fallen worshippers in the previous levels, along with the ghost Evil Empress and the protagonist's former accomplice Evil Twirl. The game depicts Baphomet very close to the original, except that it has a male torso and dragon-like wings, as opposed to the feathered ones. Baphomet's main attack is a lethal wall of fire, which causes severe damage, and it could be manifested in rapid successions. Baphomet can also turn himself invisible during his attack periods. Successfully defeating him will win the game, albeit it is noted that defeating him does not mean that he is killed. Broken Shadow of the Templars. Games, movies. The 2018 Netflix series Chilling Adventures of Sabrina has a large statue of Baphomet displayed at the Academy of the Unseen Arts. The Satanic Temple has accused the show of plagiarizing their depiction of Baphomet, though later settled out of court. Aaron Boone was a nutsack, you know. Kapalka was good. Right on. Well, I should be wrapping up. I should. Did I start late? My timer is insinuating that I started late. So now that we have a firmer understanding of our good friend Baphomet, yeah, thanks for hanging out. If you like this video at any point, I encourage you to hit the like button. And if you would like to see more streams like this one, you can usually find me streaming on Monday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern, and we'll have a different topic every stream. At least we'll try to. I'm going to bounce over to Bonnie's stream and get some work done. Thank you for joining us, Jenny. Anyway, for the rest of you, if you would like to see more videos like this one, you might want to subscribe and maybe even ring that bell on the off chance that YouTube actually notifies you when I go live. And I will catch you guys on the flip side.